One of the key areas that Man United has struggled with post Sir Alex Ferguson is the holding midfield department, which you would call the traditional number six. We've had players like Morgan Schneiderlin, we had the likes of Fred who tried to play there, but most of them have not been quite there until we chanced on Casemiro, who miraculously joined Man United from Real Madrid. He was, of course, in the evening of his career, but he brought something that we saw in the first season, and no wonder the first season under Eric Ten Hag and his first season at Man United, he was without a shadow of a doubt Man United's best player. That is Casemiro. But because of age and nature, he dropped off and we started struggling. I think so much that most of the biggest struggles on the pitch that Manchester United has had was because of the lack of quality in the number six position. And guess what? We had to wait and hunt for the right person in the previous summer to come in and give us that stability in the middle. And that's why we signed Manuel Ugarte for a fee that will be believed to go up to about £50.2 million from Paris Saint-Germain. He's only 23 years of age. He was signed from a team, of course, that has not really competed at the topmost level in terms of titles, that is in Paris Saint-Germain. Himself, before playing only for Sporting Lisbon as the major team, doesn't have a bit of a big profile for a player to be deemed world class. But boy, isn't he putting on some world class performances? Let us focus on Manuel Ugarte in this video. My name is Webb. Welcome to the United of Sport. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much if you've done so. But let's get it, guys. Manuel Ugarte is proving something that perhaps not so many people had seen upon arrival. Let's first start it off with the immediate last game that he has played. Look at those stats. Those right there are Manuel Ugarte's stats against Manchester City. Now, if you look at those stats, he might not be world class yet, but those are world class stats, if you know what I mean. Those are stats of a player who has got the potential to be world class. 95% pass accuracy, 41 passes attempted, 39 completed, 7 duels won, 7 tackles attempted, 4 tackles won, one key pass, and 1 shot. Now, we are talking of a player who, before his arrival, was not even known a lot for playing certain good passes going forward in terms of advancing the team, because, like we always spoke about him, his was always to fight and eat grass and try just fight and tussle for balls and knock people and bodies and stuff. But we are seeing a dimension consistently to Ugarte's game that proves that he's actually a smart player and a good pass of the ball. This is Manuel Ugarte for you. Now, you look at this player and you're thinking, he's not there yet. He's only 23, remember. He's not there yet, but he's working with a coach in Ruben Amorim who gave him his best time in football to even attract a team like Paris Saint-Germain to pay nearly £50 million to Sporting Lisbon to take him to PSG. For me, Ugarte's role in Man United cannot be overstated because you realize that whenever we've struggled, it has always been because we don't have a competent number six in the team. Whenever we've struggled in games where it's because we've not had a competent number six playing for Manchester United. The games where we've performed have all been when our number six is stable. Now we are taking on a Manchester City, and of course, people will say this was a dilapidated Manchester City we took on. But I'm not even talking about Ugarte, focusing on just that one game. Consistently, all the games he has played, I think with the exception of the first one or two, but even in these first two games for Man United, you would see elements of a player who is good. But all the rest of the games, you've seen him consistently coming. Even when he has come off the bench, he has brought that stability in the middle that has been missing in Man United for a long time. But what that gives you is a good foundation for you to dominate games. You cannot dominate games of football if you don't have the right number six. Football battles, like they say, are won in the middle. So Manuel Ugarte gives us that. Now, the question is, can he be consistent? If he can, trust you me, this boy has got the potential to become world class. Bruno was waxing lyrical about him. Of course, he did not want to take the shine away from Ahmad because, I mean, it was Ahmad's derby. the Ahmad Derby that we won, and Ahmad did everything and all. But Manuel Ugarte was fresh, and you realize that this whole resting players idea by Amorim is working magic, because you saw a fresh Manuel Ugarte and confident and comfortable in attacking, some of the most lethal midfielders or players we've seen in the Premier League in the past years. These Man City boys, the Phil Fodens of this world, uh, the Kevin De Bruyne's of this world. So this is what this Ugarte boy brings to the midfield of Man United. That stability that enables the captain, Bruno Fernandes, to play. That enables all other players around him to play, because it gives them the pivot, a solid pivot for them to be firm on. But also, he knows, understanding how Ruben Amorim wants to play, having played for him for a long time. He also knows well when to go into the attack, because we've seen him go and commit in the attack, but then return on time, disciplined, returning back on time. Something which we did not quite see him do well in the few games he played under Eric Ten Hag. You felt that under Eric Ten Hag at times was also caught a bit off guard, that he had to rely mostly on the communication with Casemiro especially. And that's why people are saying he plays well with Casemiro, because when one goes, they would communicate well. But it was not entirely out to because of him. It was because the structure in which he was playing under Eric Ten Hag was creating bigger distances for him. And it made it difficult for him to add to the attack, contribute going forward, but also return and keep his main role and protect his major space. Under Amorim, because of the compact structure, he knows when to comfortably go forward, but also sprint back and tackle, make technical fouls, knock people, but not get a card. There is a certain dimension to his game that has been lacking. And when that is right, Man United is competitive. The thing, though, for me, is who his partner is. I like the fact that I've seen now Amorim trying out Kobe Maino as a 10. My Kobe is a very brilliant player, but he's too calm and slow by nature. His playing style is just that. He's a slow, calm player. That's how he plays now. Of course, playing him next to Ugarte, because Ugarte has got the speed and work rate and and runs around for fun, he can sort of make up a bit for Kobe's lack of pace. But you think next to Ugarte, because of the physicality of games at the level Man United plays in Europe, but also in the Premier League, where I think that's where the ultimate target is. Amorim says he wants to win the Premier League. Ugarte needs a player who is going to try to match his energy and speed and work rate. It is usually not Kobe. Kobe is a bit slow by nature. Kobe is better playing behind the striker. Bruno matches the energy that Ugarte brings. But also, Ugarte still allows Bruno the freedom to try and go into the other places and roam around, because that is how he plays, because he's the one dictating possession. Because that's why I've already said that for me, Bruno is Man United's best number 8. He should be Man United's number 8. Play him next to Ugarte because of how he balances. He has the energy to run, go forward if he has to, go everywhere and roam, but also dictating play from the middle. That Kobe, with his scanning and his use of the ball and how he can collect bodies and put them off, let him commit forward. That is when we are going to see Manuel Ugarte's abilities serve Man United for the best. That's my honest opinion. But in terms of what Man United paid for Ugarte and what he has brought so far, what he has shown already, I strongly believe that this boy has got everything in his power to become one of the most important players for Man United in the years to come. He has shown that he can be consistent. He runs without getting tired. He's not afraid. He's bold. He's too brave and bold, taking on big personalities without fear and respect. That is what you need from a number 6, and that is what was lacking in Manchester United for a long time. For as long as Casemiro was not 100% fit, Man United struggled. Right now, I can say without fear of missing my words, in Ugarte, Manchester United has found the solution to the number 6 problem that was left by the aging Casemiro. And I'll tell you, Casemiro, wherever he is, will be feeling, you know what? This boy has got the potential to hold the mantle. He did it for one season. We saw how important it was. Ugarte can do it for the longer good for Manchester United. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. That's the player focus. Subscribe, like, and share. And let me catch you later.